Hello students, let's continue our chapter 13, that is organism and its population. Today's topic is adaptation. As you know, when I am starting any chapter, first I give you introduction about the chapter, but we are continuing this chapter and you already get the introduction about organisms and populations. Today I will tell you about adaptations. If we try to understand simply, what is adaptation? In normal language, adaptation is the ability of the body due to which it able to survive in any condition. So what is adaptation? Adaptation is the condition or ability of the body in which the organism is able to survive in any condition. So if we see its biological definition, how we define it? Attribute of the organism, morphological, physiological, behavioral, that enable the organism to survive and reproduce in its habitat. It means this is the attribute of the organism in which it may be change its morphological characters, means outer structure. It may be change its physiological structure, means internal metabolic activities. It may be change its behavior, means changing the behavior, how an organism can able to survive in any drastic condition or in any extreme condition. So we will understand this topic through these points. Our first point is how by changing in morphology organism can survive. Let's see the example of deserts. We will see, I will give you one example from animal and one example from plant. So first, kangaroo rat. Kangaroo rat is a small animal found in the deserts. As we know, in deserts the amount of water is so less. That's why to minimize the water loss, what should do by the kangaroo rat or by this species? What happens? Its internal fat oxidation occurs here, means it fulfills the water requirement by its internal fat oxidation, means it oxidizes its fat and releases water from that fat, means internal fat oxidation and gets water from it, which is we can say that water as the byproduct, means released. And it has another ability to survive in desert, that it can produce more concentrate urine, means if it release more urine then water loss occur. As we know, in deserts there is scarcity of water, so to minimize the water loss its urine get concentrated. Clear? Next is I am giving you an example of desert plant. As you know, some plants are able to survive in deserts and some plant can't. So here what changes, what morphological changes seen by these desert plants? Listen, some desert plants have higher, their root of length of the root is so high. They have no leaves, but the leaves are modified into spines like this. Their leaves are modified into spines. They have thick stem. This is stem. Stem is thick and the leaf is converted into spine, due to which water loss is reduced. As you know, less is the surface area, less is the evaporation. So here, if the leaves are broad, then water loss will be maximum. But the desert plants here, changing in their morphological structure, means changing their leaves into spines and reduce the water loss. And the stem helps in the photosynthesis due to presence of photosynthetic pigment, that is chlorophyll. And here you have to understand also, they uses a special pathway that is called CAM pathway, CAM, CAM. CAM pathway, which you studied in plant physiology in class 11th. CAM means crassulacean acid metabolism. Crassulacean acid metabolism. What does it mean? It means that the desert plants have the ability to trap sunlight during the daytime, but they do not photosynthesis, because if they synthesize their food, then the stomata will get opened and due to which the water loss may occur. So They have sunken stomata also. Sunken stomata means stomata is narrow. This is sunken stomata. So they have sunken stomata. One adaptation is they have sunken stomata. Their leaves get converted into spines to reduce water loss. They have thick stem in which stomata is present. They use CAM pathway, crassulacean acid metabolism, and that pathway means they can trap sunlight during the daytime and they can use that light at night to synthesize food, because at light the loss of water is little. So this is the morphological change that done by desert plants. Clear? Next is polar area, the species that live in polar areas. According to scientist Allen's rule. What does Allen's rule tell us? Allen's rules tell us the mammals like polar bear and other smaller mammals have the ability or they have the morphological change, that is they have certain external organs, means they have small nose, small ear and small limbs. Why? Because as we know, in polar region there is much more colder region, that is below -40 degree. So there the organism have to survive and to keep their heat in the body. So to prevent the heat loss, they have certain external organs, because if the external organs is large, then the heat loss will be maximum. So to minimize the heat loss, here the species of polar areas like polar bear have certain limbs, ears and nose. This is called Allen's rule. Next topic is we are mammals, so we can survive or adapt by physiological. Here I have given you the examples of morphological changes, how changing in morphology one organism is able to survive in any condition, and here now we will see how physiological changes help in the survival of any organism. So you know about the Rohtang Pass Mansarovar, whose height is more than 3500 meter. So due to high altitude, when one person goes to this height, it shows some symptoms due to high atmospheric pressure like nausea, vomiting, heart palpitations, etc. So in this case, gradually our body get adapted to this climate and start increasing the RBC count. Means if the RBC count get increased, then the hemoglobin get decreased, and if hemoglobin get decreased, then the binding capacity of oxygen also decrease. As in high altitudes the amount of oxygen is low or less, as the oxygen is less in high altitudes, to fulfill their body requirement and in a low amount of oxygen they have to survive, so they start producing more RBC. Next is your how again physiological ability help in the organism to stay anywhere. Suppose for example we are mammals and we have a narrow range of temperature. We can tolerate narrow range of temperature, means 37 degrees Celsius, but you know bacteria can survive in extreme conditions, like they may be survive more than 100 degrees Celsius. So this is the difference between we and the bacteria. Next is your behavioral change, means how one organism can adapt itself to survive in any particular area by changing its behavior. So the lizards, desert lizards which are found in deserts, they show some behavioral changes, means they have no physiological ability, means they can't change their internal metabolic activity, so they show some behavioral means they adapt the behavioral change, means they show the change in their behavior. Suppose for example, as we know in deserts the day temperature is so much high and the night temperature is so much low. So when early in the morning the temperature is less, so they go towards the outside and take a bath. Bath means sunbath, and after taking the heat, it goes away again towards a shaded place to preserve that heat inside the body. And if the temperature get increased from its ambient temperature, then it sometimes hides holes and put its body or keep itself inside that hole. So this is how some organisms show their change or attribute by morphological, physiological, behavioral change to survive any condition.